It's morning. It's morning. It's 7 o'clock Friday morning on the beginning of November. And here we are in this extremely kind of like nail biter of a week. This has been a really interesting week. And I think that for many of us, we have been kind of just on the edge of our seats, refreshing news sites, perhaps. I know that I've seen some of that. And I've been doing some of that personally, just depending on the time of day and what I have going on. And this whole week, though, I've been kind of focusing in on this idea that I had a couple of months ago, just before I got sick. And this idea popped into my head. I think it was like during Cassandra's yoga class. She was subbing for maybe Danielle, and this idea popped into my head, which was patience is courage. Patience is courage. And I've been thinking about that a lot this week. This idea that when we are feeling frightened, patience is like the first thing to go, or one of the first things to go. When we are feeling scared, when we are feeling like things are just kind of unpredictable or not going as we want them to, our patience just checks out. So I want to kind of plant that seed this morning that patience might actually be courage. Okay, that we can kind of notice when we're feeling really stressed, when we're feeling really worried, when we are feeling frenzied, and step back from that and see that not as like a defeat or anything like that, but as an act of courage. And there are practices that can help us do this. This is really what yoga and meditation is all about. It's about stepping back. It's about recognizing that we don't have control of everything. And it's about giving us a little bit of space between ourselves and all of the events that are happening around us. So this morning I thought we might get started with some deep breaths, which I know I've been telling myself all week to take deep breaths. I know that I keep seeing it out there, breathe, breathe, breathe. But how many of us have actually stepped back and taken really big, deep breaths, a bunch of them in a row? I know that I've been trying to. Maybe you have been too. So we'll start our morning with some 3-part breaths. And then we'll practice fearless heart mudra, because I feel like, there's really never a bad time for abhaya hridaya or fearless heart mudra. But today, this week, feels especially important for us to kind of cultivate that attitude of fearlessness, okay? Because, man, there's a lot to be fearful of, I think, if we want to go there. So we're going to begin in a seated position, or maybe you want to lie down, and that's fine too. This morning I'm sitting up like every morning when I get up to do my meditation practice, and I have this thing in my lap. It's kind of like a combination of a bolster and a sandbag. If you have something heavy nearby that you can place in your lap, I want to recommend that you do that, because there's something about having that weight there that can lead to more feelings of groundedness and stability. I think that that's important right now. I think we all need just a little bit more of that, a little bit more steadiness, a little bit more groundedness. So finding your seated position, you might keep your eyes open and kind of gaze softly at something that's pleasant in the room around you, or maybe gaze out the window. Or if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, then close your eyes. And just take notice of your breathing. Okay, you don't have to manipulate or force anything right now. You don't have to change anything. This is not about you being a perfect meditator or breather right this moment. This is just about you kind of getting some information about where you begin. And listen for the sound of your breathing. And just observe what parts of your body are moving while you breathe. So are you noticing movement up in the chest, the neck, the shoulders? Are you noticing movement down around your lower ribs, your belly, your sides? Okay, no wrong way to do this. This is just you taking notice. What's your breath like? Maybe we'll just take another 3 or 4 breaths here, whatever they are this morning, however they are, whatever they sound or feel like, just taking notice of your own breath, which is kind of an extension of what your nervous system is up to this morning. Are you feeling a little on edge? Are you feeling relaxed and easygoing? Just let your breath be natural and unforced so that you can know where you stand. Good, and then I'm going to invite you into a 3-part breath, which is just a way for you to really notice your lung capacity and to just kind of create a little bit more space. So let's all breathe out together through the nose. And then as you inhale, we're going to breathe a little bit down into the low belly, below the ribs. So feel that part expand out on a little bit of an inhale. And then breathe in a little bit more up into the rib cage. And then breathe in a little bit more. Surround your heart with your breath. Good, and then exhale, maybe through the nose, maybe through the mouth, slowly all the way. Good. Let's breathe in again into the low belly. Up into the ribs. All the way up to your heart. And breathe out. Good. Breathe in, low belly. Breathe in, ribs and side. Breathe in some more up to your heart, shoulders. Exhale. Good. And let's do a few more rounds of this at your own pace. Good. Maybe 3 or 4 more of these rounds of breath, breathing into your lower belly. Breathing into the ribs. Breathing into the chest. Breathe out. Good. 2 more. And 1 more of these big, big breaths, filling all the way up, starting from the bottom, low belly. Moving up. All the way up. And breathe out. Good. And we'll just sit here for a moment. Your hands might be in your lap, or you might rest them softly on your heart and notice your heart beating. Good. And then if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open up your eyes. And just for maybe like 2 minutes, let's practice Fearless Heart Mudra, Abhaya Hridaya Mudra, which is you crossing your forearms or your wrists, like the letter X. And then we're going to interlace our pinkies. We're going to interlace our ring fingers. We're going to leave the middle finger loose. Let's interlace the index finger. And then take the thumb and the middle finger pad to each other. Oh, something about this mudra just feels so good in my hands. It's such a nice finger stretch. It's such a nice palm and wrist stretch. But beyond that, this is said to have the energetic quality of reminding us of our unmovable, fierce, calm center, okay? Our fearless heart, what's at the heart of us, okay? So while on the surface, we might be kind of flying in all directions, we might be, wanting to act or react, this reminds us to come back to our peaceful place or in our heart, deep within, that can't really be touched by external circumstances. Okay, so let's take our hands in front of our heart. Let's drop our shoulders, and it might even feel nice just for a moment to like roll the head and neck around. It might feel nice to bring your head up and stick your tongue out. Take a lion's breath. But let's just sit here for a few moments in silence, or whatever silence we can muster in our busy homes on this Friday morning. Noticing the contents of your mind. And each time you feel a thought pop up, a thought that wants you to act, a thought that wants you to react, maybe just reminding yourself that patience is courage, and that this too is important. This time in stillness and silence is important, just as important sometimes. Let's just take about another 5 deep breaths here. Good, and then go ahead and release your fingers slowly. Ooh. Maybe bring your hands into fists. Ooh, this might feel nice. Take your thumb and cross it over your hand, and then just place all the rest of your fingers on top and give your hands a little squeeze. This is a mudra too. I'm kind of forgetting what this one is called, but this is a really wonderful mudra to release some tension. Good, and then let's just bring our hands together, stretch the palms, press them forward, raise the arms up and overhead, and maybe to the sides a little bit. Good, taking a moment to open your eyes, look at the room around you, look at the world around you, and get ready to step out into it. It was really nice to have you with me this morning. I will see you again on Monday morning for another 15 minutes of meditation. We have outdoor classes this weekend at the studio because the weather is going to be so dang beautiful. So Saturday, Vinyasa at noon with Emily, and Kashmir's 11 a.m. Community practice will be outdoors in the backyard. I think that those are all the announcements I have. So I hope to see you all really soon. Have a really wonderful weekend. Bye.